Good morning, good morning, good morning. Here we go. Let's get some energies for today and see what's coming through, huh? Chilling at my nephew's house today, helping them out with some stuff over here. You know, you end up being where you're meant to be when you're meant to be there. And when you're a healer, and when you're on these journeys, you kind of go with the flow. What do we got down here? Gemini, we got the twins. There we have got Mars energy, Aries warrior there going on, and we got 7. So now it's about what are you battling, right? Are you fighting for like valor? Or are you just fighting crabs in a bucket? Let's see what we got going on. We got romance and we got cutting cords. Definitely. All right. I'm going to get that crabs in a bucket feeling there, right? A little bit of both. Defending what you believe. Let's see what energies we got. No one should know too much about their own destiny. You are not a god. Pull the trigger and find out. I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream to the world what's going on. You're so vain. I bet you think this song is about you. Woo. Yeah. What is that twins thing, right? The twin flame journey is something that narcissists love to feed on, right? Remember it, write it down, take a picture, I don't give a fuck. Do not get the messenger confused with the sender. Some people are picking up energy. Messenger is delivering messages, but they're not the sender of the message, is not the original messenger. If that makes any sense. This is somebody. What we got? Never underestimate the predictability of stupidity. I'm gonna move this off that stop button there. For my will is as strong as yours and my kingdom as great. You have no power over me. Ooh. You're the type that got loose lips, show a gun but don't shoot shit. You act hard but don't do shit. Fuck you and your crew, bitch. Oh, there's definitely something going on here. I get an image of cram, right? Like 2 Aries cram, right? Or like Aries and a Taurus, like horns. We got that Capricorn energy the other day too, right? The morning sun must have done something for me because I bet I'd gone the other way if you'd have called yesterday. So this is definitely somebody who is learning that someone has been abusing their twin flame energy, right? They've been abusing the telepathic connections. They've been using and doing manipulative. Take me to churches on. The lone wolf. Oh, Tommy Beggs. Child worship like a dog at the shining lights. Alright, I like to do past life energy first. This is twins. We definitely got a lot of past lives here. Take me to church. You must see you can sharpen your knife. What past life energies are we pulling through that we are working with today? Here we go. This has been going on since biblical time. Yeah, biblical here. So it's been going on since biblical times, right? There's a lot of food and hunger here. So there's a lot of that anxiety around food, right? Now, when I get the food and the hunger card, what that translates into our lives today is generally, for most of human history, humans were on the verge of starving to death, right? That's why, like, you got the sleeping woman and stuff like that. Like, they worship these large figures, is because those were people who were wealthy enough to have the luxury to get fat, right? Everybody else had to bust their ass all day to create and gather food and preserve food, right? Especially with the winter coming in, that's a big message, right? There's a reason that we have all these festive eating holidays in the winter, and it's all about harvesting in food and trying to put on some weight before the winter comes to get you through, right? So how this bleeds into our lives today is obsessions with food in one way or the other. Either starving yourself because you feel like you eat too much and you're getting fat, or you have a problem with leaning on food as comfort, right? Because that was comfort. Like, that was it. That was all that we worked for, was for food. Before money became big things, before that monetary system came in, before, society started twisting it around, that's all it was about. What? Food and hunger. There's a lot of forgiveness, right? There's a lot of animosity and forgiveness that was learned in these past lives, and what you came here to learn is forgiveness. Let's see, what's the big shadow today? Back around my family, so I'm in a lot of group chats now. Yep. Picked him up, didn't I? I picked up that's from the Labyrinth. We'll be using that deck today, right? That's Jareth. What? This person is never satisfied. You cannot feed them enough. You cannot give them enough attention. You cannot give them enough energy. This is someone who portrays being all big and scary and a badass, but they're really sick and they're really weak people. Weak-minded people. Narcissists are weak-minded people. They really loathe themselves more than anything. That's why they need to feed off energy off other people. Definitely getting a energetic vampire here. Someone's been misusing the connection. Unreasonable expectations on others. You cannot satisfy this person. You could have been a perfect angel and you wouldn't have been enough. There would have been reasons to devalue you, right? Yeah, we got stone people vigilance here. This is a message of not only being vigilant of people that might be doing you wrong and be worrying about the narcissist and things like that. This is also focusing energy on those who make you feel light and uplifted when you're with them, right? If you're with somebody who really, really amps you up, but then as soon as they're gone, you feel drained, you feel like you need a shower, a nap, and stuff like that, that is a energetic vampire that you're around, right? Now, if you feel someone who amps you up and that energy carries, now that's someone who's mutually sharing that energy. So this is about being vigilant on who lights you up and who dims you down, right? Solitude. There's definitely a call for taking time in solitude to remember who you are. Like, that's the importance of solitude. Like this, it's like, right, are you trapped on a desert island? Or is that paradise that you're taking a vacation on, right? It's about learning yourself is the solitude card, and the island, right? Being on your own and learning who you are when there's not all these other influences around you trying to tell you who you're supposed to be. Remember, it's just different from what you see. As you shoot through the glass, how much time has passed? Okay. Feels like forever. Alone inside your head. Forever feels like home, sitting alone inside your head. And it's the stars shine for you. It's my nephew's deck we're going to use today. What's this one called? He found this deck a long time ago and I love it. What is it called? It's got the eye on it, right? And it's got some really trippy imagery. The Prisma Visions Tarot. He told me I could use them. I was doing some readings for them last night with it. Pretty sturdy deck. Definitely worth the investment. We're going to go all tarot today, since we're pulling up this twin energy. Man, a lot of reversals again. No, as long as one card's upright, I'll keep it on the line. Alright, so what do we got going on here? We got the Star card starting out. There's definitely divine intuition and divine pulling here on the 3D. This is on the 3D, so this is obvious to everybody that this is a pull that's going on. You almost got this siren call, right? The mermaid energy, that's the divine feminines, right? It's like that longing, that pull, they feel like a siren, right? There's definitely a not... Yeah, I get a sense that someone's got this, their intuition is calling them, but they're not listening to their intuition, right? They're not listening to their intuition. They're toxically defensive. This person I'm picking up is toxically defensive, right? That's why they're so mean. It's ego injuries that they are reflecting at you, right? It's a projection. This is someone who's projecting all their bullshit and trying to elevate themselves by focusing on what's wrong with you instead of what's wrong with them, right? And what's wrong with them is this person does not know how to move on from the past. They are locked in. They are living the same day, same week, same month, same year, year after year. And the universe is like, dude, that game ends the minute you stop playing. When you realize there's a pattern in your life with people, and you realize that, you should be able to predict these people, and you should be able to gain control. Why would you allow these people to just play the same games over and over again, and you just keep, playing your role? I get that, right? This person's playing their role, and it's destroying them on the inside. They cannot find self-love because they cannot let go and move on from the past. Doesn't matter how much the universe is shining a light right in their face on what they should do, right? So here we go. There's a decision. There's a decision that needs to be made. I'm picking up two divine feminines that this person is dealing with, right? This is definitely a masculine who is struggling with feminine energies. They cannot figure out women, right? They got the blindfold on, the decision card here. There's a decision that needs to be made. It's like you pick the directions. Whatever you decide is what you want. That's what you're affirming to the universe, right? Then we got the Queen of Swords reversed here. So there is definitely a toxic feminine energy here that is... It could be this person. There could be a narcissist that they're dealing with, right? This old connection. This person is the one that cannot be fed enough. This is not enough energy nothing will ever be enough for this person. You could give them everything they want, and they're still going to calculate more ways to knock you down a peg every chance they get, and to take advantage of you every chance they get, right? There's a Six of Chalices here, right? This is someone who keeps holding on to that positive image, right? They keep holding on, hoping that this person will be who they were when they first met, and they won't. Narcissists don't. They love bomb you, and they will use these love bombs over and over again as long as they work, and they will bring up, oh, look how well we get together when we're together. We're just, when it's good. What's that song I'm getting in my head, right? I got Eminem. Right? When we're together, it's like Superman, I got my wings, But when it's bad, it's awful. Who's that dude? Right? This is someone who plays those games with you, right? As good as it is as bad as it gets. 143, sending you tons of love to the 144 who are dealing with these energies, right? This person keeps playing on that. They will play on nostalgia to keep you entwined in a hopes that someday it'll be good, that someday that good you see in that person will come out, but it's not there. Everything they do has a toxic connection to it. That's how they operate, right? And how they're operating is they want to keep you unbalanced, right? They want to keep this masculine unbalanced, right? And they damn sure do not want this masculine getting with an empress. They don't want you to recognize the divine feminine as the divine feminine truly is. And the divine feminine is naturally a nurturing, loving, caring. That's what they operate in. They can be stern, you know what I'm saying? You know, moms don't let their kids walk all over them. You know, they always say, you know, if you want to keep your kids grounded, you need to put some weight on their shoulders, right? Some responsibilities on their shoulders, right? So this is someone who understands all this. And this one definitely does not want them to get to this, right? This one is going to keep this one from being able to get this. Why? They don't want this person getting the best version of this masculine. They just don't want them to. They don't want this masculine to be happy. They don't want this happily ever after for them. They like them miserable because miserable people are easier to control, right? And they don't want them uniting with this empress and living some sort of fairy tale and giving this empress everything they feel they should have gotten from this person, right? They're like, they feel like the empress can never outshine them. I love how starry, starry nights these cards are, right? That's my favorite painting. Alright. On the 5D, 33 has been popping up a lot, right? We got the 3 of Cups here in the main energy. So there is potential for coming together. The 5D says the potential is there, right? All you have to do is ask for it, want it, and go for it, right? Put all your shit in order, right? Thoughts and words, actions, passion, and emotions, right? All need to be flowing in the same direction, right? You need those 3 key elements to keep this going, and it can come together in a celebratory thing. But right now, this person is not doing none of that shit. They are not using their intuition. They are not using their foresight, and they're not preparing to do anything, right? They've got themselves blocked. Ace of Junk here, right? And that's the Ace of Pentacles reversed. This is zero movement transcending down to the 3D. They're just not going to acknowledge it, right? It's blocked energy. What's blocking them? The Returning of Towers and the Queen of Junk reversed here, right? Here we go. This narcissist definitely got the feminine energy. That's what they're dealing with. This is someone who is mortally wounded. I don't usually say that. Right? This is someone who's mortally wounded by this person, right? This is a returning tower that comes back and continuously causes conflict. The reversed Queen of Junk here is the reversed Queen of Pentacles, right? She is dominating, she is controlling, and she is cruel, right? Like, if this character is the one that has all the junk and she tricks Sarah into the room and she uses junk and nostalgia, right? Even in the movie, she uses junk and nostalgia. Oh, remember your teddy, how much you love your teddy. Put that on your back. Oh, you remember this? You remember this? Puts that on her back and she starts building the trash up on Sarah behind her. And it takes all her friends to break her out of that, right? I want some more. What can this masculine do? What can we do here? I have the urge for that. Get a story. What fairy tale can help us? You want to teach your kids how to think for themselves? Read them fairy tales. Let's see. What stories, what fairy tale can help us with this situation? What's a good message? We got the sheath again, we got mice, and we got the moon. Alright, so this is the sheath, right? And I love it. It's the Jack of Diamonds there, which is the Jack of Pentacles. So this is someone who is totally capable of manifesting energy, right? They can manifest very well. They probably don't even realize how easily they manifest stuff because they're just stuck in a negative mindset, so they keep manifesting these same negative things all the time. It's time to cut cords with those who are sabotaging you, right? To recognize that this person wants to sabotage you, likes to sabotage you. And what do they use against you? We got the mice here. The mice card is all about the Pied Piper. This is someone who's using children to control somebody, right? This is what? I'm going to play my magic flute and make all the kids run away with me because you didn't pay me. And we got Cinderella, the moon card. What? There's definitely, and this is the Eight of Cups, right? In order for Cinderella to get her happily ever after, she had to escape her stepsister. She had to, right, her fairy godmother had to come and help her, right? You know, she needed advice, she needed help and advice from the universe, and Cinderella follows that advice. She follows it, and she goes along with the story, right? And it seems weird at first. It's like, you know, why would, you know, you only give me till midnight and then poof, it all disappears, right? Because that's what it had to be, right? The prince had his choice out of anybody, and if he would have picked her right then and there, he would have lost the journey of finding it, right? That's the energy I'm getting. There's definitely the Cinderella I'm picking up is that Empress, right? Something about shoes, man. I actually helped my niece find a pair of shoes for her homecoming dress the other day. She called me her fairy godmother because they're like, they look like glass slippers. They're all like covered in sequins and stuff. Cinderella is always a big storyline that comes through a lot for divine feminines, because it's kind of that's kind of it is. It's the hardships you go through builds you the character that you are. You know, if you were just given everything when you start, you wouldn't be as humble when you get into your energies and into your flow, right? So there's definitely, yeah, some confusion. What? She turned into somebody else and disappeared at midnight is the energy I'm picking up here. What else we got? The Tower. Right? The Tower. What? In order to get into the tower, he had to actually call up Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair in order to get into the tower, right? You have to send out the request for the universe if you want what you want, right? The first step is to ask. The second step is to believe it's already yours. And the third step is to be open to receive. You got to make those physical movements. You have to say it out loud. You have to speak it, right? That's what all this is about. You want to come together in these energies, but first you have to ask, then you have to believe, then you have to receive. You have to put foresight, preparation, intuition, all into the play. All right. Last. We know each other from another time. The memories, I recognize the way you felt, the way you held me up against you. I can't call you mine. Get it right place, I've seen it a million times. Can't remember. I hope she makes you feel the same way that I feel about you right now. One day we are going to melt the faces off the universe, right? It's like in that moment the whole universe existed just to bring us together, like Cinderella at the ball, right? The universe is trying to fuck with me. I refuse to engage. You can refuse all you want. The universe is going to get you. Why? Because as above, so below. As within, so without, right? Fire away. The universe is screaming out for someone to open their mouth, fire away, have those hard conversations, cut loose those who drag you down, run if you have to, get away from these energies, right? Don't allow your evil stepmother to lock you in the tower, right? Well, and even if she does, but that's part of the process of they have to come and they have to bring you the shoe, or they have to call for your hair down, or they have to call it out. The masculines have to speak it if they want to be on the journey. They have to admit it, they have to own it, and they have to do something about it. And let's get a message specifically for the feminines. We got the birds here, and that's the Seven of Pentacles. And the story of the birds is about politics, actually. I'm going to read this one. It's kind of funny, everything that's going on in politics right now. 12, the bird, Seven of Pentacles. Coming and going, small problems, verbal communications, and misunderstandings. How the king of the birds was chosen is a Mayan story that describes how the Quetzal, a plain brown bird, campaigned to be king of the birds. He convinced the beautiful but shy roadrunner to lend him his feathers. And when the Quetzal was chosen because of his burly finery, he failed to return those feathers. And due to this problem, the roadrunner now hides and watches all the comings and goings of the other birds. And he wants to communicate with the Quetzal, but the king of the birds flies too high now. And the birds in the background of this card represent just how badly things can go awry when too many beaks are involved. Notice where the birds card shows up to determine who is communicating and why, and make sure you truly understand what it is you want to say, what it is being said to you. Perhaps you can avoid any misunderstanding simply by paying close attention to those cards closest to the birds. So there's definitely someone who's taking, right? There's someone who's taking and getting all the attention, they're taking all the praise, and they tricked somebody into taking stuff from them, and now this person is stuck sitting in the background, unable to fly now because he's loaned his feathers to somebody else, right? He's given away all his power to somebody else, and now he can't. Now he's just stuck watching life from the sidelines. Once again, you can't help him until he speaks up for himself. He has to get loud. He has to get boisterous. He has to call this bird out for what it is. A plain Jane, a plain evil nasty person, right? A trickster, right? Not a fun game player. Alright, blessed be all those who walk these weird and winding paths with me. I love you. I'll be back as soon as I can, I promise.